Hello, artist. It is Friday, July 3rd. Welcome back to Sketching with Jennifer. Today is our 48th day of sketching together. So, welcome back. I hope you've had a fantastic week. I've enjoyed being here with you and I miss seeing all of your faces. So, I'm hoping we can see each other soon. Okay, so today we are drawing hope. We are working with maybe a new prompt I wrote on there because I can't seem to find it. So I have a note written and it says draw hope. So we are drawing hope. And so when I think about hope, I think about where we're at right now in life. And we are almost to the 4th of July. Tomorrow is the 4th of July. And when I think about the 4th of July throughout my life, it gives me great hope in our nation and in our lives and a time to celebrate. So this year especially, making it to the 4th of July has been a great victory. I think there has been so much strife in our lives. So to make it to the 4th of July is really kind of a victory, a success. And it seemed like we would never get this far, and here we are. So that's a success. That's hope in my life. I come from a place called Mount Hope. I probably have said that many times in our videos. I grew up from the age of 13 until I went off to college in Mount Hope, Wisconsin. And I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Funny Farm with Chevy Chase, but he and his wife have this perfect little, buy this perfect little farmette in the movie, and he's a writer writing children's stories, I think about a squirrel, and they're going to get divorced, and they want to sell their property, but the town is not as ideal as they thought it was. And so they kind of bribe and pay the town to make this a very Norman Rockwell picturesque place. And it's beautiful. And they just, as time goes on, everyone wants to be there. There are people ice skating on the pond in the center of the town, and so much happening. So when I think about when we moved to Mount Hope, I thought about Funny Farm, the movie Funny Farm, and how picturesque it was. And we went to look at the farm. It was snowing, big snowflakes that day. And so that always makes me think of hope. I had a lot of hope in moving to that village that I grew up in that farm I grew up on. And it really was the turning point in my life. It was the best move of my life. And I can't imagine as a 13-year-old, that's a big move to make, to move to a new school and a new place. But it was really a great time in my life, and great friendships and great teachers, and just it really solidified who I am today as an art therapist all these years later. I attribute it to moving to Mount Hope, Wisconsin, and going to the school that I went to. So that gives me great hope in knowing that where we end up is really important and forms us. So maybe you have places like that in your life. So today I'm going to draw hope. And so when I think about hope, I think about chaos. So I'm going to make some, this is going to be a process piece. So I am making a big mess of chaos. And when I think of chaos, I think of the universe and chaos theory and how beautiful the universe is, and how we talked about the universe before. Early on when I drew the little prince in his universe on his planet, I'm using some oil pastels, the Art 101 oil pastels, and I'm going to draw some kind of little beacons of hope out here. Oops, there goes my easel. My easel is about to give out. It has seen better days, and it can't take much more from me. So I'm going to have to fix this later on. Okay, so I've got, and I see I just made a scribble there. So maybe I'll just take it off the easel because the easel doesn't want to hold up. Okay, so hope. So all around this chaos there is hope. And within it too, I feel like there's hope. And I don't know about you, but there's been a lot of chaos in my life lately. A lot of sadness, a lot of adventure, a lot of darkness, and a lot of hope shining through. So I'm going to make some hope shining through this image. I'm going to continue working when we're off camera, and I'm going to add more to it. I like to make it look more like a dark universe with these possibilities, these little glimmers of hope out there in the universe. And maybe those glimmers of hope are really you and I, and our ability to connect with one another, like I did when I moved to Mount Hope, Wisconsin. There was so much hope in that time, and so many connections, and so many memories. Gosh, there are so many memories, good memories from that time in my life. And I don't know that everyone can say that about their teenage years, because the teenage years are hard, but yet they were good. They were really hard, but they were good being there. Okay, so that's the beginning of my hope. I don't know what it's going to look like in the end, but I want to use more pastel. I want to fill it with more color and more chaos and more kind of those beacons of light showing through. Okay, I hope you can think of what brings you hope in your life and what that image is to you, no matter if you can create it, what you see in your mind or not. Maybe for you it's a poem, maybe for you it's a story, maybe for you it's a memory. So write it down. It doesn't have to be an image. Every time I create an image, I'm telling you some kind of story from my life. And I think, boy, oh boy, I just talk and talk and talk, and you know that I do. But I do that really to connect to the image I'm making, and also to tell you more about who I am and how I connect to my art. So I hope that that's happening for you. So if you make an image, write a little bit about it, or write a sentence so you can remember what was the thought behind this image you were making. Or write that story or that poem, or take that photograph, whatever it is, or take a walk outside this weekend and think about the hope in your life, or what maybe at Oakwood brings you hope and guidance and light in your life. Okay? Have a fantastic holiday weekend. Have a great 4th of July, and I'll see you back here on Monday for our 49th day of drawing together.